what is the biggest failure? It could be on a monetary level, it could be on a business level, but what would you classify as the biggest failure, and what did it teach you on a professional level?
Okay, I started a business called 3D Kids, and I saturated the whole of the UK market within 6 months. Unheard of.
What was the
I'll
product?
explain. It was a product that engraved children's images with piercing 10,000 burst bubbles inside glass.
Okay.
So I could take a picture of your child, put it, or yourself, put it 3D inside glass. I'm sure you've seen them all over the place, right? I saw it in Dubai, and it was at Dubai airport. My children had the pictures taken. I waited 2 hours, and nobody sat on that seat. I'm like, these guys must be paying a fortune to Dubai airport for rent, and it's an incredible thing, because where can you have a 3D image of your child for the rest of the time? It's all 2D images. So on the flight back, I thought, this is the problem, because they're sitting in high rental places, hoping people come in. What I'll do is I'll put the laser engraving machine in a warehouse, low rental, but I'll put the cameras in schools. So I thought the idea is great, just the distribution is wrong.
Okay.
And I came back, and nurseries loved it. I was in every single nursery in UK in 6 months. Now, I was blindsided, because I thought to myself that, I'll give you an example. The machine that engraved was 125,000 euros. The cameras were 20,000 euros each. So no matter how many engraving machines, and they did only 24 engravings an hour. So at the busy year, I had to buy 125,000 euro machines. So I was limited to my productivity and cash flow.
Right.
I franchised. I thought the best thing to get cash in is to franchise it, right? So I was so blindsided. One of my franchises was from Liverpool. I didn't check to see where he got the money from. He'd borrowed the money from some gangsters. The gangsters came to see him, said, "Where's our money?" He said, "Dariush has got it." So one night at my house, I'm on my own, single dad. My new partner, Angela, was in Spain. I was looking after my older children from my first marriage. Knock on the door, foreman break-in, knife to my neck. We want this amount of money, $250,000. We want this, or we kill you and your kids. That night, I sent my kids to England, to Dubai, beg your pardon, because my first wife lived here. Drove to Spain. A few weeks later, had a heart attack. I lost all my other businesses because of this. Only because, one, it was a bad business. My ego was saying, saturated England, yeah? If I had done the numbers, it didn't make sense. The profits wasn't enough to justify. So it's incredible today how many people I see who go down with the boat or go down with the ship. It reminds you of the Titanic. You've seen that scene where the captain goes in, locks the cabin, stands out in the water.
Going down with the boat, yeah.
Too many people go down with the ship. And I think sometimes, just kill it and move on.
See, this is a learning that if only more people will know when it's time to say goodbye. You treat the business as your baby. And this is I was actually faulted for this as well. I used to think my business is my baby. So you give it all the love and attention it needs, and you work 24 hours if you need to. You wear so many different hats. But learning when it's time to say, it's done. I can't put any more time and energy. I cannot keep injecting more funds when it's not going to work. I've done that with 2 different business ideas, and I just had to say, this has got to stop. You learned that as well, but the hard way. How would you know?
Well, you learned it the hard way.
I learned it, but I didn't lose as much money as you did. I didn't lose a whole bunch. So yours really did take its toll on you.
It nearly killed me.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a big learning to get with such a huge payoff at the end, that you learned a lot, but you had to sacrifice a lot to get there. How would you recommend someone will deal with it if they know this is just not going to work? What are the signs they can look for to walk away?
Listen to experts. Okay, don't listen to your family and friends because they're going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's about money, go to 2 people who are rich. If it's about spirituality, go to 2 spiritual people. Okay, and get advice from people, experts in those fields. Often you're blindsided because I know you very well. And I could have told you you won't continue in those businesses. It was all run by adrenaline. You were carrying too many people. You were selling your time, right? Imagine if you were Elon Musk. He thinks different. He thinks scale, right? So often I think to myself, even if you're on your own, imagine if you were Richard Branson, what would you do? Yeah. If you were Elon Musk, what would you do? If you were Bill Gates, what would you do? And the answers are within you, right? So we're too busy being busy fools, right? But just sit back, review, and say, hang on a second, my bank account's gone down every single month. Maybe the universe is telling me something, right? Maybe I should get some advice. And the advice is, hang on a second, selling yellow pages, now it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Right,
Let's
the internet,
rethink.
yeah.
Your first business, what would you have told yourself back then to do differently?
Okay, when I first started the business, there was no internet. So I would have seeked out more experts.
As in mentorship or?
Yeah. I was surrounded by people who had no expertise in anything. Only they were very, very good at pessimism. Worry about this because Iranians, aren't we? So the world's going to end tomorrow. You're going to do this. Don't go out. They're going to get stabbed, killed. This. So I would have said, seek out more mentors, and instead of learning it your way, which costs your health, your money, your time, pain, torment. Every single day, Fari, I question myself. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? So it's good to be aware of your internal dialogue, the conversations you're having with yourself. So, it's like smoking. When you're a child, when you're young, your peer group is smoking. You're tempted all the time to say yes, to fit in, okay? It's a lot harder to say no than to say yes. So, end of the day, you got to have a dialogue. Is it going to serve me or not?
Yeah.
A lot of it comes through lack of education. And I would have probably got educated through more experts. I would have reached out more. I would say, help me, guide me. Can I follow you for 5 days to learn the way you negotiate, the way you sell, the way you run your cash flow?
So shadowing, asking for that help. And that's one of the things I don't think we ask enough.
I get messages every single day on LinkedIn. They're either going to sell me or they want to work for me. Nobody ever says, can I learn from you?
Yeah.
Can I serve you to learn from you?
Yeah.
Nobody values it. They all want it.
They want, yeah.
So, if I'm going to come and learn from you, you've got to pay me a salary. I'm going to give you 40 years experience for free, and I'm going to pay you for the privilege.
Yeah. I think it's just getting that perspective in a different way. We were around way back before the internet. I remember sitting in my dad's office with a telex, and we were having to telex things. So it was before faxes.
I remember.
And we didn't have, and the dial-up of that, you know what I mean?
Yes, those big
back
machines.
in those days, I had to do market. Oh, yeah, I am. I'm 46. So back in the day, we had to market. Like marketing for me was on VHS to send people promo videos.
Yes,
like that, doing that on a national scale, it was insane. And now with a click of a button,
I used to lick stamps.
Boom. Oh my gosh,
stamps. And then
we're going back in the day now,
sponges, and because my tongue was numb, and they told me it's poison if you keep licking. And put it on there, handwrite things, and you have typewriters, Tipex. Do you remember Tipex?
Oh, I hate that Tipex thing. That white stuff that got everywhere. Yeah. Now we have so many beautiful things that we should be grateful for, but hold them in moderation. Like I don't want to get to the point where I'm obsessed and relying on technology to do things, but at the same time use it to my benefit. Like the new technology, new things that we have like ChatGPT, that can help your business if you use it the right way. But at the end of the day, I think there's still a beauty in people and they still have something to offer. And I think you've reached that place where you're able to hire the right people for you, but also have that level of discernment to say, you're not a right match for me. So I'm not going to allow you to come into my company and then further potentially disappoint me or become a disaster.
I've written my values. And before anybody starts, say, here are my values. Here's my 10 values. Here you are. If you're a supplier, a customer, an employee, here are my values. Do you agree with them? These are my boundaries, yes and no's.
Yeah.
Okay? If you agree with them, yes. If they cross it, you're out. We made an agreement, you didn't do it, goodbye.
Yeah.
And they go, thank you so much, you were right.
It's clear.
Most people don't have boundaries and they don't know their own values.
Correct.
So what do? They compromise. I don't compromise anymore. I'm done. Perfect. I'm done compromising.
I think compromise is just something that we've been told we have to do, but it's again a fallacy. We don't have to compromise. There's nothing wrong with you saying, this is what I will. Flexibility is different to compromise. Okay. And I think people have misunderstood them.
Never compromise on your values.
Yeah.
Never compromise on your standards.
Yeah.
Okay, people have different standards. Often, especially in Dubai, we get a lot of people from Philippines or India coming over. Their standards aren't the same as business-wise,
Yeah.
in design, for instance, in productivity, as it is in the West.
Yeah.
So again, you pay people certain amounts, but your expectations should differ.
Yeah, I think so. And what I want to touch upon a little bit more is what would be, in your opinion, the best advice you can give to someone who's starting out as an entrepreneur? What would be the best advice you would be given?
I'm glad he's an entrepreneur.
Let's start from there.
The funny thing is, entrepreneur relationship is the same thing, right? First thing is, can you see yourself doing what you're doing for 4 or 5 years? And often the answer is no, so don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of entrepreneurs start with the wrong reason. They start because they used to work for this guy or girl who made a lot of money, thought, I could do this, and they start the company. 6 months, 1 year, they're done. Because it's not their passion, right?
Yeah.
They just did it for a wrong reason. So find out why you're doing it. 2, are you adding value? Okay? If what you're selling is just like everybody else and you don't know what sets you apart, you're always going to be squeezed on price.
Yeah.
Okay? So add value, do it for the right reasons, and that's it.
I love that. That's really good advice that can help a lot of people to find out if this is for them. Like, this is a journey that you will have to take, and what they will have to invest in, not only time, but your family have to go through it with you. You're going to sit and complain to your friends about it. They'll be there with you on the highs, but they'll be there with you on the lows. So it's a team effort, and you have to really be in it. So I think what you've highlighted are the main points that if people look at that and they really do that questioning within themselves, they'll understand if this is their journey or not.
And also, we could be 24 hours here talking.
I know.
Don't get your family involved. Okay? Because if you're going through pain, it's your decision to be an entrepreneur, not theirs. So don't put them through the process. They deserve better. Yeah. Don't tell your friends, because they're always going to tell you what you want to hear, right? So just keep your mouth shut, focus on your energy, speak to people who got independent or they're not emotionally attached to you for advice, okay? And don't have any vested interest. Yeah. But this turmoil, you're going to have seasons. You're going to go through winter, summer, springs, autumn. Just enjoy the process, whatever it is. And later on, you look back and you think, these were the lessons I learned from that shitty times. Yeah. These are the lessons I learned from my comfortable times. These are the lessons I learned. And then you die. And then you die. Well, I hope the journey is a lot more, eventful, and there's so much beauty in it, because death is inevitable. But it's the journey that, if we can learn to just appreciate moments.
It. Yeah,
it's the
it
moments.
really is. Make them count.
It's,
it sounds all cliche, but it's so true.
I know so many people who were in this process with me, not in my company, who are rich or richer than me. They're unhappy because they didn't enjoy the process. They didn't enjoy the journey. They were looking for a destination. They got there like, is this it? Yeah. What's next for Dariush? What's next for Arena? What's next for Gladiators? What's next for you? Our interactive training program. I don't have to go and train people anymore. Companies can get trained by the highest standards, my sales and marketing experience, and pay very little fees. So our interactive training program, I really believe, is going to take the world by storm. Because the attention span of the listener and the viewer is just very, very short and minimalistic now. So we can train, keep their enthusiasm going, and train people to have better lives. And that's one. ChatGPT, I'm developing a brand. I'll talk to you off the record about what we're doing in regards to AI technology. And keep investing, and keep investing. Take more holidays. Write my book by the end of the month to be done. Beautiful. So there's always goals. New things. Yeah. Which is the beauty about you. I love that. I love the fact that every time I'm talking to you, whether it's 3 months or a year or whatever it is, there's something new you're working on, because you genuinely love this journey. You love the path you've chosen for yourself. I love change. Yeah. This is important. You got to love change, because I can't guarantee anything, but I can guarantee that change is going to happen and you're going to die. That's it. Yep. That I can guarantee. So if you're going to live a life and you don't want change, you're screwed. Ayush, honestly, I can talk to you for hours, like I've said 30 different times, but it's true. There is so much insight from all the different experiences you've had. Thank you for sharing them with me. Welcome. Thank you for sharing them with the audience. And honestly, I welcome you again, because I know this is supposed to be a deep dive. I think we dove in a little bit. We put our toes in. But yeah, toes, a little bit more than toes. I think I'm probably knee deep. Oh, really? I'm into my ankle. Well, then you've set a challenge for me. Honestly, thank you again. I appreciate the time you've given.
and for openly sharing what you've learned. And hopefully people will take that and implement it in their own lives so they can, take away from your experiences and help theirs.
Thank you for inviting me. I love you very much. I salute you and congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Dariush. Big love to you. Testshield.ae are the fastest growing UAE domain and hosting provider. Exclusive only to FabDXP subscribers, benefit from 50% discount on their hosting services by using the promo code FabDXP. Just visit testshield.ae and you can elevate your online presence.